I had planned to hold this video until tomorrow, but I've got a little bit of time tonight, so let's get it out there. My name is William Hutchison. My wife and I own Armenia Columbia Realty for Expats. We have a web page. Just add the .com to that. You'll see our existing listings. I have a blog there, and there's some good information, I believe, in the blog. I want to address this to the people who might be considering Armenia and have less equity than the previous two videos I did, where I presented a plan where you could use your equity even if you don't have pension income. In this video, I want to address those, excuse me, with maybe around $250 equity in their home. There's two ways that you can address this, and each has its own merits. The first, and I'm assuming that you know Armenia, you've been here, you've maybe rented for 6 months, you've made a decision to cut the ties and change your life. Those with $250, an arbitrary amount, can pull $50,000 out. They would have $200,000 left. When you arrive here, you would be renting. At this point, it's very difficult for you to buy. It can be done because in Armenia, you can buy a nice condo in one of the better barrios for $125 US. But when you first come and you have no pension income, you need to have as much as you can in a term deposit, because that income, the interest income from that term deposit, is what's going to carry you at the end of the first year. You will have roughly $10,000, $200,000 at 5%. And that normally is enough for a year's living in Armenia. My total cost last month were $744 US. If I wanted to live in a little different place, maybe a condo, instead of a 4-bedroom, 3-bath townhouse, I could easily do it for $675. That's all in. That's rent, services, and food. So getting $10,000 a year interest on your CD, roughly call it $850 a month, and your expenses are $650. You have $45,000 set aside. You may not want to set that much aside. Maybe you just take out $25,000 of the $250 to cover emergencies, and maybe for the first couple of years you need to supplement your interest income a little bit. But at $225, you'd be getting over $11,000, so you'd be getting $950 a month. And if your costs are $650 or $675, let's call it $700. You still have $250 of disposable income. So you can easily come here. You can rent a nice 3-bedroom, 2 or 3-bath condo in a new building, secure, gated, pool. Some have saunas and gymnasiums. There's all kinds of them for $350 a month. For 2 people, $250 a month is plenty for food. Our services run $80. Let's call that $100. You're in here for $700 a month all in. Now, once you start drawing pension income, you can substitute that money that you have in the CD, not all of it, but some of it, in the CD, and buy. Here in Armenia, you can buy beautiful condos with the aforementioned things, pool, etc., for $130. So if you have the same 200, you shouldn't be touching principal, because you've got the interest income, plus you've got the 20, 25, maybe 30 set aside to supplement your expenses if you need to. You shouldn't need to, but if you need to, the cash is there, readily available. You can buy for $125, and your living costs will decrease. The reason that they will decrease is that the administration fee in the condo will never equal the rent. It's very unusual here to have a condo fee over $75 or $80 a month. So your rental income, let's assume $350, has been reduced to $80. That's what you'll pay for the condo fee. So you're down $270 less. Let's call that $250 savings. But you're in the condo. Your condo fee's $80, your services are $80, and your food is $250. Your total is $410 to live here. Those numbers obviously are assumptions that I've made, but I don't want anyone that has the idea, maybe even a dream, of living here. Maybe you've done the research for 3 or 4 months. There's lots of information on YouTube about the lifestyle in Armenia, Colombia, Medellin. There's some information about Cali. There's information about the coast. All of these things add up to a much better lifestyle than you're having now. If you have income, pension, interest income of $1,200 a month, you're going to live very well. If it's more than that, if it's $1,500, $1,600, $2,000, you'll never spend it. It's absolutely impossible. If you came here on $2,000 monthly income and it cost you $700 or $800 to live monthly, you have disposable of over $1,000 a month. You'll travel South America if travel is your thing, and then the rest of the world. You'll live that well on $2,000 a month. I'm suggesting in some areas of the United States that won't even get you a good rental. So give it some thought. If there's anything that you think I can help you out with, explain to you, the math is really fairly simple. Maybe the plan isn't as clear as I could have made it, but don't discard this lifestyle, a better lifestyle, just because your equity is $200 or $250, because you can do it. You can live very well. I think anyone that comes to Armenia will be happy. It's a beautiful place to live. It's got a perfect climate. The people are friendly. Forbes magazine recently rated it the 3rd most beautiful country in the world, behind Indonesia and New Zealand. Colombia was number 3. Don't be shy. Get in touch with me. This is William Hutchison, Armenia Colombia Realty for Expats, signing off. I live in paradise. You can too.